How to manage your money so you never go broke again. If you're always broke by the 10th of the month, this isn't a budgeting issue. It's a system issue. And I'll show you the exact fix I use to make sure I never go broke again. Most people manage their money by earning, spending, and then turning to credit to fill the gap. But that cycle isn't sustainable, and it keeps you broke even when you make good money. Let's talk about how that cycle works and why it keeps so many people stuck. The broke cycle. Sustainable. One small, unexpected event or expense can throw everything off. I learned that the hard way. We'll come back to what happened when I didn't have a sinking fund. Like the time I got my oil changed and the mechanic showed me a worn belt. It wasn't an emergency. I wasn't broken down somewhere. But it could have become one. Luckily, I had a sinking fund set up. More on that in a minute. The 5-part fix. Let's walk through a simple system to manage your money, so you stay in control. Step 1. Pay yourself first. Before you pay bills or buy groceries, you pay you. Right now, it's about savings, your emergency fund and sinking funds. Emergency fund. Most experts recommend 6 to 12 months of expenses. The key? Don't touch it unless it's a real emergency. So what's a real emergency? Unexpected, urgent, necessary, can't be delayed. No other way to cover it without going into debt. If you can ask, can this wait a week? It probably isn't an emergency. You get to define what's an emergency for you, but give yourself rules. That's how you protect your emergency fund for the real stuff. Sinking funds. These are for planned but irregular expenses, car maintenance, vacations, medical bills. Once your emergency fund is full, shift your savings to these funds based on your priorities. Step 2. Create a bare minimum budget. Ask, what do I need to survive each month? This isn't about depriving yourself. It's about clarity. And yes, include some fun. You're not a robot. You can enjoy life and still save money. By the way, step 5 is where I stopped feeling broke completely, even when my paycheck stayed the same. It's a small mindset shift, but it made a huge difference. Step 3. Track your cash flow. Daily, not monthly. Not weekly. Daily. Just check in. Know what's coming in and what's going out. It doesn't have to be fancy, but it keeps you aware. And awareness is everything. Quick check-in. Which of these steps do you already do? And which one feels hardest? Step 4. Use sinking funds. Remember that sinking fund I mentioned earlier? When my mechanic showed me that worn belt, I didn't panic. I paid for it with money I'd already set aside. That moment proved to me that sinking funds work. They protect you from turning small, expected costs into big problems. Think holidays, back to school, vet visits. Before I started using sinking funds, I had a similar situation, except I wasn't prepared. I had to put the repair on a credit card, and that balance followed me for months. That was the moment I knew something had to change. So the next time it happened, I had the money already waiting. That's when it clicked. Sinking funds don't just save money, they save stress. Step 5. Have a rule for extra money. Got a bonus? Tax refund? Side gig money? Make a plan before it hits your account. Example. Rule: 50% to savings, 30% to debt, 20% for fun. If you don't decide where your money goes, it disappears. Bonus tip: build your financial airbag. The habit that finally gave me breathing room? I built what I call my financial airbag. It's not an emergency fund, it's my oops fund. For those things that always seem to pop up: annual subscriptions, last-minute birthday gifts, surprise visits from my mom. She travels a lot. I already have an emergency fund for big stuff. This is for the little surprises that can still wreck your month. I started with $10 a week and didn't touch it unless I truly needed to. Over time, it gave me something I hadn't felt in a long time: breathing room. I wasn't broke anymore. I was covered. That's what my financial airbag does. It cushions the little bumps that used to wreck my plans. What's next? Investing and passive income. Now, earlier, I said we'd get to investing, and we will. But if you're still trying not to go broke, investing is the next chapter, not the first page. Get your systems in place first. The same goes for passive income. It's not magic, it's what happens once your foundation is solid. Whether it's dividends, rental income, or even monetizing a hobby, passive income starts by getting in control. So if you're curious about building passive income streams or getting started with investing, make sure you're subscribed, because that video's coming soon. Do you have a financial airbag, or is this your sign to build one? Drop a emoji if you're starting yours today. And if you want help setting up your emergency fund without feeling broke, check out the video linked here.